Hello, beautiful people of the world. Today I am going to be talking about January 2021 energy. I'm sorry if the video is a little bit late. I needed a little bit of time this year to really collect my thoughts and some astrological data about what is going on. So, obviously, 2020 really flipped the script in terms of how everyday life has been functioning, and a lot of socio-political reconstruction and tension has been really pushing on a lot of us, and there have been a lot of emotional breakthroughs and as well as turmoil. And now that that's over, it is definitely a chance for a new kind of energy to come through. However, I don't think things are going to be miraculously better and all fixed just because it is a different year. Um, though I do think there is so much potential here to unlock, and I think that we are in a situation where we are faced with a seemingly insurmountable amount of obstacles and setbacks and limitations. But that really is all of the Capricorn energy going on right now. We are just feeling crunched to just keep pushing, to just keep going, to keep climbing. And we're tired, and we don't even really care about what's at the top of the mountain anymore. But we are told to keep putting one foot forward after the other, which can be really tiring and exhausting, especially at this place in time. I mean, pretty much everything, not everything, but a large majority of the planetary bodies that rule us have been in Capricorn throughout the whole last year, and there's still quite a few that are there. Something that I really wanted to touch upon today that I've been talking about probably for a few years as Pluto in Capricorn, because this is a very long cycle. It actually started in 2008 that Pluto went into Capricorn, and I believe Pluto in Capricorn's goal is to completely dismantle the current system and to transform it into something better than it thought that it could be. And death and rebirth are a natural part of that, as well as sometimes chaos and intensity and coldness. So, that being said, as unstable and rocky and shaky as things seem right now, I think that they will eventually make sense and we will be given the ability to rebuild, because I think that the reality is we are living in broken systems. And instead of trying to fix these broken systems, we should just break them down and create unbroken systems to the best of our ability. I think that there are varying levels of awareness and consciousness right now on this planet. A lot of people are waking up, a lot of people are not. A lot of people are continuing to stay in very hateful, fearful, aggressive energies, and that is a free will choice. We all serve a purpose here, and we all struggle with humanity and the emotions and the challenges that it brings. I say all that with no judgment. It's just that we're very divided right now in terms of being all on the same page, and it's almost like two different sets of consciousness beings are forming, though we really need to all be on the same level for this to work. I think at the end of the day, and yeah, that's a big ask. And I think with technology, however, we are so interconnected now, and everyone can, or a large majority of people can understand a piece of news or a situation that's going on simultaneously, especially as we're dealing with something that is affecting us globally right now. I think we certainly have the ability to connect and to make better ideas and to get through things. So really what I've noticed is going on in January astrologically. There is going to be a square between Saturn and Uranus for pretty much the entire year. So for those of you that were not aware of the Great Conjunction that happened December 21st, 2020, Saturn and Jupiter have both moved into air signs, and they will be in air signs for when they meet for the next 200 years when they conjunct each other. And they're both going to be in Aquarius, through the next years and some change. They both have different cycles, but they take about like a year or so. And Saturn taking more like 2, Jupiter taking a little less than 1. Sorry for being so vague. But so Saturn and Uranus are really not having it. Aquarius and Taurus energy squares each other naturally. And that is definitely a big theme that's going on, especially as so many planets start moving through Aquarius and kind of adding to that tension, because Saturn and Jupiter are there right now, but Mercury moves through there, and Venus is going to move through Aquarius relatively soon as well. Mercury's doing that like January 8th, and Venus doesn't do it until the beginning of February, but it is going to kind of add to that tension. And as well, there's going to be 5 planets in Aquarius at once at that point. Especially when the moon moves through, it starts to get very saturated in Aquarian energy throughout the month. As well as Capricorn energy, because the sun is still there, Pluto is there, Mercury's there currently for about another week. And at one point it's going to be, and Venus is going to be going there as well. Venus is going to be in Capricorn most of the month, and then they're going to Aquarius in February. So on January 11th, Pluto, Venus, Mercury, the Sun, and the Moon are all going to be in Capricorn. So January 11th might be a very incredibly heavy day for you. As well, the Moon is going to be moving through Taurus later in the month, around like the 20th to the 22nd. It's really hanging out a lot with that energy, and also adding to that square tension. So I think that the 11th and the area of like the 20th to the 22nd could just be very heavy earthy situations going on. And yes, we do have this Aquarian energy to break things up and to shake things up with the air, because we've just been so earthy for a long time. But it's because we are fundamentally restructuring our physical existence, our governments, our businesses, how corporations work, how the financial structure is working, how our government is working, how law is working, how money, like all of these things are very Capricorn, Pentacle, Earth sign, material world kind of things that we need to sort out right now. And I think that this Aquarian energy is also making us remember that we are still people, and we really are all interconnected, and we still have needs and wants and ethics and throughout all of that. And we have to keep that in mind. And I think that is what this square is about this year. And it kind of is kicking off this month of like, we really do need to completely change everything about who we are as a people, but we need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves too. Too much of either extreme, and it's really not going to work. So we've got to figure out how how to move forward into the future while making real change. So that is my update for the month, and I will check in with you next month.